That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time now for the Bald-Headed Black Man. New Sports, written and produced by Victor Allen. And here's the man the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. Here's Vic. Claps and the visual aids are the same today.
Oh, I'd like that, but Brandy, you can keep that up. I like that. You know, when you give me the whoops, maybe pull my glasses up. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, I feel good now. All right, you guys. All right, I'm gonna try to do the best I can. I don't have much to work with. I only got Brazil, Mind State. I got Brandy and her blue. I got Mario dressing like Brandy with blue.
Peace.
This is New Sports.
Peace.
Oh God.
We are color coordinated.
Hey, look good.
All right. See, now I know what they're going to do in the meantime. So while they're playing tiddlywinks, I'm going to tell you about some sports. Now, see, they're already doing it. So let me tell you this. I got to get into this because I know when you have best friends, you think about somebody that you're competitive with, and then you think about pro sports. And what better to say? Here's the people who I think represents best friends: Sergio Garcia and, of course, Tiger Woods. Now, I don't know what this picture is supposed to evoke. I don't know if it's supposed to say we're best friends. But if you paid attention to the TPC tournament Tiger Woods won, there was a bitch match going down. Garcia already has a history of saying, they just don't get along, and they were paired up on this last day. And, of course, there was a humongous collapse. When we say humongous collapse, of course, Garcia. Now, there was a little bitching going down, so before I sit back and take you to that moment, let me just tell you what I believe the title should be. The title, Tiger Woods and Sergio Garcia should fight and end the bitching. I mean, if they're going to have one of those...
With weapons. Can we pick the weapons?
Right.
I want dueling dildos. Jackrabbits. Two-headed ones.
No, wait a minute.
So they have to figure out what to do with the other head.
No, wait a minute.
Oh, I know someone who figures out what to do with it.
To a man, though.
Oh.
Brandy, you can't give partial information and leave us on a cliffhanger.
I know. It's just bad like that.
You can't do that.
I told you I'm writing a book someday. You have to wait for the
Someday.
book. I will only give you the little pieces.
You know what?
Well, I gotta be older. I'm only 38, so.
Why you gotta be...
I'm gonna be 38.
You can do the part 2.
Part 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Well, to give you an idea of what happened, and this is short, I don't care what happened, but I have to give a little bit of the story. Of course, Sergio's paired up with Tiger, and, Sergio's getting ready to go up to the tee. Tiger had hit a shot that's way off the green, and the crowd had to follow him, and it's over kind of a hill, or whatever you call it. Well, when you're paired up with somebody, you're supposed to wait for that person to go ahead and do their thing. Well, since he was out of the line of sight, they had a go-between person. I forgot the guy's official title. He said, Tiger, you can go. Swing. Well, what happened? Tiger pulls his club. He's pulling out the wood. And the crowd oohs. Don't go there, dude. Don't even go there. Stop it.
Tigre pulling out the wood.
He's pulling out the wood. Brandy, if I were you, I'd hit him. But
she's also going, woo.
All right.
Let's see this.
She's been good. She's not going to say anything. She's so smart.
Even the men say, let's see this.
So Tiger pulls out the wood. And this is something, but Mario's going on this story, which I didn't want to frame it that way. But everybody did go, woo, when he pulled out the wood iron. So this is a true story.
Well, he already got away with this whole questionable call thing. Golf has the honor method in there.
Right.
They really take that to heart. So he already has that whole thing, that controversy. So here's another one.
Right, but this controversy is different because...
Yes.
No, man, let me say this because it's true. It's been reported. The guy, official, who actually, they monitor, they tell the crowd, some of the people tell the crowd, don't say anything.
Right.
Well, he told Tiger he already shot. So Tiger follows through.
It just goes on with the conspiracy that the officials are biased toward Tiger. That's what I'm saying.
I know, I agree.
They always are giving Tiger a break because everybody knows when Tiger plays, the money flows.
But this time...
Well, what other golfer can y'all name?
But this time, it's not Tiger.
Nobody.
This time, it's...
Jack Nicklaus.
It's Sergio. Because before he got all the facts, he attacked Tiger.
I had never heard of him before myself.
Sergio? Oh, no. After Tiger, this was the guy who was going to be the next Tiger.
Remember, I told you, how many golfers can you guys name? Look at Brandy. You look Brandy. How many? Tiger, and that's it.
Yeah, you know
that's
what?
pretty much it.
She knows. Well, I'll say this. Lindsey Vonn was on the sideline, so they didn't have to put a story on her. But let me just say this. I'm just saying this. Should you, now it's going to lead to the next story. Should golf remain a gentleman's game? I mean, it should be a gentleman's game and not go outside the bounds of having a rivalry or spats or fights, verbal.
No.
I'm going to go to Brandy. I already know you.
We need some. Need to see. Don't you want to see Brandy out there
Who
swinging?
wants to watch? Yeah, I don't know. I can't do that.
We don't care.
Wait a minute.
Say you try.
Wait a minute. Brandy,
Okay, so,
if Jim was a professional golfer and he was bringing in healthy 7 figures a year, would you like golf?
Yeah, oh, well, yeah, and if that was what he wanted to do on Sunday, to like, hang out, fine.
What if he had a couple other things?
As long as we had some drinks and
that was like number 4
Wait a minute.
on the list.
Wait a minute. I love what Brandy said. Brandy, this is his career. He's making 7 figures. As long as he wants to hang out on Sundays, that's fine. So you had somebody that's careers only have to work on Sundays. Brandy, you big pimping. You're big
Like I said, that's okay. We'll feed her today. We'll feed you, baby.
I love it. Okay, well, let me say this. Everybody knows that for the most part, we don't follow golf. What's the number one reason why you don't follow it as much, Brandy?
because it's boring to watch.
Lack of physical activity?
So boring, yes.
And if you had to watch it, what condition would you watch it under? If you had to.
DVR recorded so I can fast forward through the bad parts.
So this is the part where... So my question is coming up now. If they did get into a bitch fight, you wouldn't care because golf is interesting to you.
Well, I want to see the highlights.
That's about it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go to a golf game if Mario invited you and paid and you were in VIP suites.
Well, no, I might go to that. If Mario invited me, we were going to have a good time, I'd go.
What if I just said let's go to Tommy's?
That's totally different. I mean, I love food and all. That's funny. Actually, Marcus Allen is having a charity event, and he's calling me, inviting me. So I was thinking if we could all go. It's
He don't want us to go.
Oh, that's the only reason I'm going to go. I'm not going for anything more. Like. Yes.
Well, that's.
I don't know.
Well, you know.
Should I not go, or do I go under the conditions? Only go if like my PAX fam goes.
Do you know what, Brandon?
What are we gonna do? I can't fight off Marcus Allen. I got a bad knee.
Wait a minute.
Shit, I say. You know what? I could be threatening though. Wait a minute. I could do my Samuel Jackson impression.
Look, I think Brandy.
It's at the Hollywood Strike, by the way, or what is it called, Lucky Strike in Hollywood.
He was just there.
We went to the other one. Right when we went to that event,
right.
We went to the
There's
other.
There's the Hollywood and Lucky Strike.
About Marcus.
I was at that. I was at the other one day before yesterday. It was a nice party. Nice party. It was good. It wasn't a public thing. It wasn't a celebrity thing. But no, let me just say this. Okay, so number one is this fight. This picture right now, Brandy. When you look at this picture, and of course they're playing with we're best friends. What do you think they're doing on the shoulder tip here? What is Tiger and Sergio doing?
I think he's giving him a good grind.
Yeah, I think he's teasing him or razzing him because his buddies, the other guy's kind of like, Tiger, you're so funny.
He's giving him a little pelvic thrust.
I don't know.
That's why he's smiling.
He's like, no, it's kind of like more of one of those.
That's probably why I see Vic acts like he doesn't do this shit on purpose.
Well, what are you talking about?
Like, see all this stuff in the picture.
Wait a minute.
So I can say it. He wants me to say it.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
See, the caption for this is that Tiger's really saying, squeal like a pig.
Squeal like a pig.
See, look, you don't shoot the messenger. The messengers brought the graphic. The graphics for you to look at. All right, now that we know that.
Astroglide, please.
Hey, wait, now, let me just say this.
Is that the good stuff?
Now, Mario, that's wrong. Number one, Mario, should the gentleman's game remain that way? And should they go above and beyond?
Beyond. Vic, what golf needs is more women in short shorts.
Well, the skirts are very cute. The women should be out there in the cute little skirts.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I agree.
See, and
let's
we
up
like,
the outfits. Let's look a little cuter.
Right.
Put some respect to your looks, not just your athletics.
Imagine this.
Right.
Celebrity women's golf game. But Vic is choosing them. They all hot picks.
I do it.
How many of us will be out there and let part of the score be dress? It'd be like the Iron Chefs.
Yeah.
The golf score counts, but your other stuff counts too, like dress, and then you get the crowd to vote. The crowd to vote for you.
Right.
I don't know 33% on
yeah, mix it all up. It don't be woke. Like your golf score is only part of it, so you can't just go on that.
Right.
Now you got to cover some other variables.
See, in other words, let me say this. I know Brandy likes music. If there were some rock stars that you like, or performers who said, we're in golf tournaments, we're going to rock it out, we're going to make it more entertaining, would you actually pay attention if they played, even though they're not a pro? Any music stars that you like who say we're gonna.
If I'm at a charity event, we're all there to play, or you're just saying if it's on TV.
Even if it's on TV,
I don't know. Is there a better Lifetime movie, or is it the golf event? So if it's Lifetime, I'm go here. Lifetime goes up.
There you go. All right, good. All right. So number one is so far, I try to pull you guys in. It seems like golf doesn't want to transition over to the real fights. It's just going to be mental. It's a mental thing. So let's go to something that I think you guys will be able to rate whether you follow the sports or not. And that subject is, what are the weakest sports for fighting and rivalries? And when I say that, this is a picture at a tennis event. This is what happens when they go tennis. So
they know they didn't want those black folks and Latinos in.
Right. This is wrong. This is wrong. So here's the question: will the gentleman's game?
These are Asians fighting.
No, it's not. No, don't even go there.
They're white guys. What are you talking about?
That's right. Go.
See, white folks. See.
To be politically correct, if you want to call it, it's Croatia. It's an event in Croatia.
Oh, they're white.
They're Croatian. They're just white.
So here's my question: will the gentleman's game go UFC? Before I get to the next question, will tennis turn out to be a little bit, have that UFC kind of mentality, or will it always be a gentleman's game, Mario?
No, I can't wait for the one day that one of the women slaps the other one. Like when they come up to the net, just reaches for her hand and just goes, whap! Bitch! That'll get the ratings up. That'll be on YouTube. It'll go viral.
That could happen.
And then have a hole. Then the other one, they start having a cat fight right over the net. Oh. The other one grabs her top and rips off her top. Wow. Now, men always want to see y'all rip off the tops.
I know.
Rip off the top.
Like, if it really happens, though, are you really prepared for it to happen?
I'm prepared. I mean, what else do I have to do? I'm prepared. I've thought about it. You could have an accident. I'd be Johnny on the spot. Ready to lend a helping hand.
You know better. You set yourself up for that one. You know that, right?
Can I help you, Brandy?
If I can get Jim's approval, I'm going to do it.
Oh,
Jim, you be the one. Okay. Help her, Jim.
This is wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
This is wrong.
I'll never get it approved.
Okay. Well, okay. Now here we go. Now I'm gonna say the name of the sports, and you tell me which sports are the weakest when it comes to fights. So I'm just gonna go across, and those that are not listed, just if the top of your mind. But we want to get the number 1 and number 2 sports where they say, you know what, weak when it comes to fights. So we know boxing, we know basketball, we know football, hockey, polo. Now polo's a sport with the horses. Boxing, of course I said, tennis, golf, any other sport that you come up with, Brandy, that you say, when they fight, it's never fighting, it's not close, and I don't even want to see them fight because it will be weak. What sport would it be?
Oh gosh, what again?
Golf, tennis, hockey, polo, basketball, football. We don't even count boxing and UFC because they're already
diving.
Diving's a good one.
Diving, because
gymnastics.
Yeah, they'll really be.
Volleyball.
The men.
What sport? You say they just can't fight even if they wanted to.
What did you say? Swimming?
I said boxing. No,
swimming.
Because Greg Louganis is the coach of that show. And Greg, I'm just telling you.
You're wrong, dude. You're wrong. You're just so wrong.
He's gonna hit you like this.
Stop it.
Wait a minute. See, you're not helping. I know Brandy's being safe.
The boxers will scratch you. See, the boxers will fight, but the divers will just scratch you. That's all that's gonna happen.
You know what?
So they already in those little suits.
You know what? You're putting a light on it.
You hate to pull their suit down and run.
Okay. Brandy, let me help you. You've seen fights in baseball. They clearing the mounds and stuff, and of course the dugouts. You've seen football, UFC basketball. You've seen it all. But if there was a sport you can say they just can't fight, please don't let it go there. What would it be? It could be anything.
I can't think of anything.
Volleyball.
Think of a gay sport.
Ping pong.
You know what? You had a ping pong.
See,
okay.
That's a misnomer because a lot of gay players are big and strong too.
Mario,
Just a highly developed sense of fashion.
Okay, what's your number? Okay, now that he knows he chimed in. What is your Mario? What's your? I can't do it.
What?
What's your number one sport
For men,
Yeah,
I tell you, diving. Diving, they're already those tight little suits. You can grab their suit and pull it up, give one of them little, what do you call it?
Wedgies.
Give them a wedgie. They were like, ooh, stop, Mario.
I don't think kids give wedgies much anymore, but I don't know.
So-
I could be wrong.
Stop, Mario.
Okay, so now Mario,
Don't do that, bad boy.
Mario, you got to stop. You know what you're doing. You're gonna have people coming back at you saying, "Are you trying to say that there's no real men in the sport?"
No, they're real men in the sport. That's what attracts the other men.
Okay,
They like the real men.
Yeah, okay. All right.
It's manly men. It's like, hey,
Wait a minute.
men comforting men.
Wait a minute, Brandy. Can I ask you a question? Does Jim like sports?
He likes racing, like Indy racing, Formula One. He watches the other stuff, but yeah.
Well, share that.
I'm glad he's not into the huge sports because that drive me crazy.
Are you serious?
Racing
I mean, yeah, he
does
loves
it.
to watch sports, but he could do yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know why
You don't
racing
care.
does
You
it.
watch racing with him?
He likes cars, toys.
Do you watch it with him?
No.
What do you mean no? What kind of you didn't even say that right.
Her face.
That was wrong. Where's my sound? I can't give it
face was
today.
just like.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Come on, sometimes, but
What?
it's rare. I'll listen to it while I'm cooking. He's on the couch watching it, so then that's but that's. I'd rather watch Lifetime if we're here to relax.
Oh,
A little bit
Lifetime
of time. He watches
versus
Lifetime
racing.
movies with me. He'll watch the good
Oh,
ones.
then he already gets a medal on my half. I tell him some shit I just ain't doing. You know, you meet women. That's something. I won't watch Lifetime.
Okay, the movies are
They
good.
go never, Mario.
Okay?
Never.
So wait a minute.
Never, not ever.
So the good part.
Then we're never. This is never working out.
Oh.
All right. How much? Let's trade head for Lifetime. How much can I get?
You know what? You need to stop.
How much
Yeah.
Well, you need to
one
stop.
Lifetime movie?
That doesn't work. It only works for no.
Brandy, you mean to tell me that he actually says, "Look, I'm gonna watch those programs with you." So you actually go, you know what? I'm
He's
going to
the
do the
man.
same for you. I'm gonna watch some of your sports. Do you do that as a trade-off?
Not really.
You see this? Wait a minute.
So you
He
you
watches
like
Lifetime.
68.
No. He watches
Do me
Lifetime,
and I owe you one.
I will clean up a little bit.
Well, that doesn't sound like anything.
While he watches his indie racing, I'm cooking.
Clean
and
up a
I'm
little
cleaning.
bit. You probably messed up a lot.
listening.
Probably all the mess is yours.
Why do they say that? I'm like
100% of the mess is hers. She will clean up a little bit. Ain't that a bitch?
Wait a minute, Brandy. I got you. know what? Let me tell you something about Brandy,
Price.
which is
You
so
pay.
cool.
Better get them
It's
Latinas
so cool.
in here.
Brandy has figured out a way to have the second choice in sports work for her. She's saying, "Look, I may not watch it with you, but look what I'm doing in the kitchen
She
for you."
blackmails you with Lifetime.
Smart.
Blackmail you. Hey, that's not very bad. Blackmail.
All that Lifetime.
But let me just chime in for
Person.
our chat room because you guys neglected them. Macport Townsend, Washington, when we was at an earlier segment or previous segment here, he said, if I had a choice in watching golf, watching Lifetime, or Black Devil Doll from Hell, he'll watch Black Devil Doll
Hell yeah.
win.
Me too.
So wait a minute.
If I had a choice between watching Lifetime or getting recircumcised, hey,
Oh, come on.
I'd be at the clinic asking for some pain meds.
They're good movies.
All right, let me go on. You guys are killing me.
Telling you.
This one, this next subject, I'm just blown away because we did a story last week on a young man named Titus Young. Well, Titus Young does the trifecta. He got arrested twice in one day last week,
What?
and now he's gone over.
He got arrested again.
He got arrested again. In less than a week, 3 arrests.
So he obviously is not a big thinker.
Wait a
He
minute.
look up dumb
Wait a minute. Wait.
dumbass
Wait. Let me just.
athlete. They have his picture.
Wait. Let me do this. Now, Brandy doesn't
That's
know.
where, okay, what?
Brandy doesn't know. Already,
You
he
know
had
the
a
story?
DUI.
Oh.
He had a DUI, of
At
course.
midnight.
At midnight. Then later that afternoon, a burglary from the impound.
Jumped the fence and was trying to get his. What he's going to do after he jumps the fence, we don't know. But he broke into the impound. That's the second arrest.
That's the second.
Oh, my God.
So now he's in Cali, of course, as usual. And he says, Young was arrested around 11:30 p.m. Friday in San Clemente, California after police say he broke into a home in the 3700 block of Calle Casino, according to, of course, the police of the Orange County Sheriff's Department. When officers arrived at the home, he fled on foot, and after a brief pursuit, he fought with the police officers. But nobody was hurt.
Can't give a black man a break. He'd be the first one to scream that out.
Wait a minute.
Why did he just not pay to get his car to the impound?
You know, we don't.
We're trying.
How many of us
so
have had our car
simple.
impounded? We talked about that. Unfortunately, we had a high incidence of impounds. Over. We asked, how many of us have had your car? Everybody, in my car, everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody knows the first thing you do not do, right?
Right.
Is mess with the impound people, right?
No.
They have terrible attitudes.
That's
Oh, yeah.
And also, they're totally protected by the law.
Right.
And have them, connected with the police department in some other kind of way.
Right.
Anyway.
See,
So now he just was an idiot.
Now, this is the bet now, you guys. 3 in 1 week. What's the percentage of chance there will be a fourth within, say, 90 days? No, I give it, the remainder of the year, because he may get time now.
I think there's a good chance. What's the chances that he can remember to use a condom?
You know what?
2%.
100%.
You know what? This will be just the other one to have a bunch of dumbass children, right behind them. Here they come. Say, why can't we cut this gene pool off?
You know what?
Why can't we just stop it?
That should be a
Where it
law.
stands?
Look, I'm saying,
Duh.
You're only
Put him
allowed-
in the dumb jar. Dumbass genes.
He's making such headlines. It's, you know what? It's
Yeah.
as if he's going like he has this thing against the legal system.
Yes.
It's really like he's really going out and going, as soon as I get it, I'm going after it again. That's
Snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
all. Right. Now, exiting, this is going to be interesting because it's not covered, no graphics or nothing. This is just a quick subject. If you guys know about Jimmy Connors, he has a book coming out. And you know Jimmy Connors was back in the day of Chris Everett, right? Back in the day of Chris Everett, he comes out with a book and then has to insert how they had to get an abortion when they were dating. He inserted personal information about Chris Everett, and there was no need. So the big ramp is that he's saying, I watched it this
Women do
morning.
that all the time.
I watched this morning. They asked, they said, why was it necessary to talk about that part? And he said, well, it was about, this is about my life. I said, well, wait a minute, you're a tennis pro. So if you're a tennis pro and we only want to know about the tennis that around you, why would you have to do that? So here's my opinion. Wait a minute, Brandon, here's my opinion. My opinion is it was unnecessary to get the book to sell, but he felt he needed to say that.
He
What
needed
value?
shock value. It's shock value.
You think that's shock value? Think about it.
He's,
Nowadays, people are like, so who cares? I had 5.
But wait a minute. But wait-
I mean, it goes.
It's not
They
how
were
many.
known for being dating, right?
Right.
So that's no big deal. Why is
Well,
it
it's
shock
big for that generation. Like, my mother said they used to be embarrassed because they got divorced. Like, today, that's a shame, right?
Right.
Duh. No. So, then that generation viewed abortion. Nowadays, the average, if you were to go look and see the number of abortions in the United States, what's the average? You have a bunch of females in certain groups that average 3 to 6.
Right.
I know. I hear that.
So that's even before they're 26, okay?
Right.
So, I'm just saying. So for her generation, no, I'm sure that she may not have wanted that out.
No,
Chris Everett did have kids, right? In the end.
no,
She ended up being married and
Right.
then went on. Went on and had a full family.
yeah.
I think she did pretty much.
The only thing I got into, do you think it was worth the respect for her to be notified first? That's all I'm getting.
Well, I say that all the time about all those. Yes, even though no one. How about a woman who decides to have the abortion,
Right.
Who chooses not to tell you,
Right.
I think that's at least a moral crime,
Right.
Okay,
Not to say. I think now.
I mean,
let me
as a
just say,
father, you don't have a right to know. See, notice what Brandy gave that funny look again, because women. I go, you mean as a man, I don't have the right to be told. Same thing about this kind of a thing, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have at least the moral right to know before someone makes that kind of decision.
What if she didn't even know you? So it goes
like
back
I said,
to
it
that whole
still
thing.
is a. Whether they know you or not, whether you're absolute strangers, is there a moral obligation to inform the other person before you proceed unilaterally with those kind of things? That's, that's worth it.
Right. Now, this one's a little bit different only because it's something they both shared, right? So if
Yeah,
they
they
both
both
share this,
something
and this is
shared
sports,
all
you guys, because we realize now sports has a before or during and afterlife now, because reality, social media, is whatever you do may reap you benefits moving forward. So my question is that because they were together, they were dating, this was a thing. Couldn't she have gotten more? He could have got more news out of a lot of things that they've done, and this part not being included. That's Brandy. I want to see if Brandy feels that way.
I mean, I should have zoned out.
Could you leave out the abortion and talk about other things while you were dating that may have been more interesting?
you know what? If he wanted to talk about it, he felt he needed to talk about it, so he did it, right?
Yeah, he did.
I guess in the end.
And didn't notify her and say, hey, guess what I'm about to do.
Now, how are you going to decide what's more interesting?
Wow.
I mean, how are you going to decide that? To me, you either tell a story or you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to try to make stuff fit? You know, most people's lives, unfortunately, are usually not a series of success, right, without any, you know.
This is one of those hard ones where you say, is it worth it being on his side to get the results of somebody that may or may have looked at? Now, let's just say they didn't leave off on good terms. Could this be part of that?
Of course.
Okay. All right. Again, I would just say it's all a matter of the context.
So she hasn't responded. She hasn't said anything.
There are people who don't care.
Yeah, she said, yeah, I mean, she kept the high ground on this. She says, I'm kind of shocked that this happened, and he didn't even take the time just to notify me that he was going to have this in the book. She went to the part of just saying, why couldn't you have at least told me?
I would have sent the book over and said, you need to read this.
My thing is,
mark the chapter on the page and say, I'm so sorry, I apologize. It was something I had to do.
Well, how about this, Brandy? If you're the ex, like say I'm writing a book and you're my ex-wife, and I'm writing a book about my life, is there a reasonable assumption that you're going to be included in there somewhere?
Pretty much.
Okay, now, is there a reasonable... Now, what kind of stuff am I going to talk about if I mention you? Or even if you mention the good ones? No matter what, you're going to get stuff mentioned, right? Okay. So I go, there you go.
So every boy beware.
I mean, I think it's bad, but you know what?
My book, I'm saying.
You know who writes the book? Kiss and Tell books are a big deal.
Yes, they are.
Most of them written by women.
Yeah.
And no one seems to object. That'll get you an Oprah faster than a mofo.
Wait a minute. I like this. Mac Townsend Washington said, fast forward to the present, how many women tell their boyfriend they made a porno video before they got married?
Oh, goodness, no. You're just your hope it is erased and no one's ever going to see it again and you don't talk about it.
That's a good one. I see. Now, you were definite on this one. So that's the end of my New Sports. I wanted Brandy to just head back and say, I own this opinion. I'm out of here, man. You can take me out of sports. You guys are killing me. It's a little bit social to me. Just a little bit.
That's right. New Sports. Hot. Neil Urban getting Brandy all up in a tizzy.
You know, they say, get your panties in
yeah, you know they lying.